Welcome to another edition of From the Frontlines. I'm joined by Adrienne Young. She's the Executive Director for the Noblesville Schools Education Foundation. Hi, Adrienne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Hey, for a lot of people aren't really familiar with the foundation concept. Tell us about the work that you do and who you help.
The Education Foundation is a nonprofit that supports the school district for Noblesville. So we raise funds throughout the year to support our teachers, our students, any staff member, and we invest in academic excellence. So that may look like classroom grants, district initiatives, scholarships for students or our teachers. So really any way that we can support our district and their needs.
You're not the only school district in Hamilton County with an education foundation, though, however, right? I mean, this is a common thing.
Most school districts, especially larger school districts, have their own foundation.
How is it that you guys go about raising funds for these neat projects that you sponsor for the educators?
Education foundations are just like all nonprofits, and we support on individual donations, corporate sponsorships, grants, things like that we raise money throughout the year to then support our mission. Ed foundations can look a little different because we're specifically designed for the school. So a lot of my donors are actual teachers and staff members themselves because they support their students and they want to see interesting, cool projects and things like that. A lot of our donors and supporters are companies in Noblesville that want to see the school succeed.
Well, you talk about grants. Obviously, some fundraising can be done virtually, but we were talking about this, and your largest fundraiser's coming up, Millerpalooza, but that's usually an event that has 400 people at it. So what are you guys planning to do this year?
Well, when we were a couple months ago, when we started planning this event, we said, well, you can't cancel Millerpalooza. A lot of our funding and the year kind of depends on Millerpalooza being a huge success, but we can't meet in person. You can't have a 400-person event right now with the COVID restrictions. It's not possible, not safe, etc. Even a few months ago when it could be possible, but now it's definitely not. So we started thinking, we have to follow suit with our school leadership and the decisions that they've been making to keep our students and staff safe. So we also are going to have a virtual trivia night. The best thing about this being for the schools is we've been virtual for forever. So all of the technology and the way that we connect with people virtually, it's all going to be figured out because we have the best of the best that have been doing it within the district. So we have a lot of good help. But I'm very excited for our event to be virtual. It's so interesting to get creative and meet the challenge of having a successful fundraiser within this virtual climate. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that a little bit because usually this is an adults only event because it involves casino gaming. But the twist that you've taken this year makes it very family friendly and something even the kids can participate in. Tell me about that.
We really had a vision that we wanted people to be at home, be safe, click on a YouTube link, and the trivia could be live on their TV, and they could really enjoy being part of the Ed Foundation and supporting the teachers who have been working like crazy and the students who've gone through so much. So if you're at home on a Friday night and you want to help participate or help the Ed Foundation and participate in this fun virtual event, you can do it safely from your own home. So it's trivia, it's Miller spirit, and it's supporting teachers and staff and students, which is everything that Millerpalooza should be. This bonus year of having it be family friendly, I think, is going to be a refreshing change.
When you talk about supporting the staff and the educators and the students, but you've also found a way to support local businesses, namely area restaurants too. Tell us about that.
We are trying to get specifically the square in Noblesville because that's the heart of our community. We want different restaurants around the square to host a Millerpalooza night, and we do have some of them confirmed, so I'm excited to roll those out shortly. But you can make a reservation at that restaurant or coffee shop and have your trivia team be there. They're going to put it live on a a TV screen for you so you could follow along with the virtual event and play trivia in the restaurant, support the restaurant, have a fun night out, but you can do it within your quarantine, however you feel comfortable while still following our rules within Hamilton County. So, but the restaurants specifically, we know they've been going through a lot and we really want to support them. They have spent years supporting and donating to us. So we want to make sure that we can support them through all of this as well. And if we can have our donors and supporters support them by going and having dinner or getting carry out and takeout from them that night, I think that will be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about the importance of this fundraiser, because you said it makes up 70% of your budget. The strain that's been put on educators this year to learn how to teach virtually or hybrid learning, how important is it that you still make that goal this year for those teachers, for those students that receive the benefits of what you raise?
We don't have an option not to have a successful Millerpalooza. Our school needs us to support them now more than ever. And it looks different. Things are changing rapidly. So I think that's another thing to keep in mind is, we've had a rough first semester this year, but things are changing so quickly that they may need us to, fill in the gap here, write a grant here, support our students this way, buy more of, I remember at the beginning of the year, before things had started, we needed more transportation for some of our students and more books to send home for our kids that were there. So the more money we have for that, the more we can give to our virtual learners who are at home and don't have access to our libraries that are here at the schools. We want to make sure that the level of education that Noblesville has always had a high standard of is maintained with all learners, with our home learners and our learners who are hybrid at school right now. There's a lot of things as we move through this plane that we're building as we fly, the gaps where the Ed Foundation can fill in. So the unknown of going into next year just solidifies to us that this has to be a success, and we really need to rally our community to support our teachers and students.
What would be a success to you? Do you have a fundraising goal?
We do. I want to make sure that our goal is realistic within the constraints of COVID. So yep. I think to us, a very successful Millerpalooza would look about $45,000 to $50,000 raised. That way we can give the same amount of grant money to our staff that we did the previous year. I fully think we can totally blow that out of the water. I really think it's within our community to do that because we love our teachers and we love our students. So I'm being conservative, I guess, but I guess COVID is the year to be conservative, especially with funding. We fully anticipate a drop in some things. Most nonprofits anticipate drops. There's just things that are out of our control, but I think we can definitely hit a SMART goal of about $45,000 to $50,000.
So if I want to support Millerpalooza, I either want to attend as a trivia participant or I want to be a corporate sponsor. How do I find out more?
We are going to have all of that information available on our website, and you can go to noblesvilleschools.org/foundation, and it will have links to all of those things. The corporate sponsorship information, buying tickets to the event, all of that will be on our main website.
Fantastic. Adrienne Young, the Executive Director for Noblesville Schools Education Foundation. Good luck with Millerpalooza.
Thank you so much. It's coming quick. We're going to have a great time.
Best of luck to you.